Welcome, everyone, to Seaside, Oregon. We are so excited to be here with you. Contenders Bracket Quarterfinals is underway here. The crowd is jazzed, to say the least.
Absolutely. This is the 39th running of the Seaside Beach Volleyball Tournament, hosted in Seaside, Oregon. There's a little bit of overcast right now, but the crowd has come to play. The town of Seaside, Oregon is here to cheer on these competitors. We'll be right back with you after a short commercial break for the first serve.
California, first out of George Mason University.
For the cruise, green bottles to the head, McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this love.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Victoria Dennis, here with Mike on the mic. We are underway here at Contenders Bracket Quarterfinals. Set number 1, best 2 out of 3. As you know, games played to 21. The third set will be played to 15. Hot out of the gate here. Joiner with a kill. Jake Urnick back to serve.
Joiner, the George Mason product, teaming up. Joiner hailing from Virginia. Joiner from New Jersey. Urudia having played at Rutgers. A powerhouse, a huge block.
Oh, beautiful play there.
Joiner getting in his face early with that block. A little bit of a stare down. I love me some sassafras on the court.
2-0.
Jake back to serve. Booped over the net there. A little out of system play. Jake wasn't able to get to it fast enough, making the score 1-2.
We saw Evan Enriquez compete with his partner Tanner Woods a little bit earlier. They were able to win. So as you mentioned, Victoria, both these teams having a loss. Whoever loses here will have their Seaside tournament come to an end. The other will continue on. And what happens after this one? If they win, is there a crossover? Do they just kind of go right into the semifinal, or what does that look like?
So this is the crossover for the semis. It's do or die for these teams, as the loser will go home with a fifth place finish, though. Pretty good on the weekend.
Would you know
some dialogue happening at the net with the iconic referee, John, here with AVP and AVP America, discussing something with Jake. Not too sure what went down there, but we're back to action underway as John takes the reffing stand. Ball is called out.
Even at 2.
2s here on the board.
Nice pickup by Enriquez. Enrique going over the top, going one. Using not only his right hand to reach for the block, then using his left hand to play it up. Unfortunately, that goes just outside the reach of Urudia. Enriquez will head back to the service line. 1 point advantage, 3-2.
At the service line is 3-2. All right, back. Here we go. Evan Enriquez at the service line here, Ken.
Going short to Joyner. Uridia goes to the antenna. It's going to shorten the court up a little bit. Net violation. Appreciate the sportsmanship call.
Well, we got 3-3 here. We're switching to the next point. Brandon Joyner now serving.
Brandon Joyner and Mark Biernick actually have a camp called Be Better at Beach. I should know because I coached with them. But Better at Beach is nationwide. Look them up. Their Instagram, YouTube tutorials help you whether you're just starting out or you're at a professional level. I had the opportunity to run a camp out in Florida, outside of Tampa area in St. Pete. They have an awesome organization going on there. Better at Beach. Check them out. Sign up for camps, all ages. Most of our campers are actually in their late 30s. So if you're looking to get away for a weekend coming out to camp, they have them all over the country. Better at Beach.
Tanner Woods.
Woods heads back to the service line. They force the side switch. They lead by 1. Enriquez, his partner in the middle of the court at the top of your screen. At the bottom, Joyner. On the right, there was a service ace thanks to the net. These ghost nets provided by 512 Plastic. The reason they're that, you can look through them very easily. There's not a lot of obstruction that exists. You can also see the moniker Seaside here in regards to the 39th annual Seaside Beach Volleyball Tournament presented by Wilson, the Seaside Chamber of Commerce, and AVP Next. Back to back.
Nasty case of tapeworm, but this time he uses it for an ace. Tanner Woods now serving.
Tanner Woods, a little bit of a local here, as we were told. Tanner calls Portland home, but said he's really from all over. And you were saying he's still in university, correct?
That is correct. So he attends Jamestown University, or the University of Jamestown. It's in the Dakotas. He actually plays for Olympic gold medalist Riley Solomon, who's the head coach there. He took over about 2 to 3 years ago. And he told me he's studying graphic design right now with e-commerce focus. And he said, I went into the workforce right away. And then I realized that's not what I wanted to be doing. I'm a late bloomer. I have 3 years left. He actually just welcomed a baby boy into the world with his girlfriend, Deanna. He wants to give a shout out to her as she's the one taking care of their little one, Lincoln.
For the bleach blonde dye job, that is Evan Enriquez. Upstairs and down.
Enrique's third kill. Uridia runs that one down. It does stay clear. We're going to get a 3 contact opportunity. Uridia is there trying to intercept that.
8-4. I just love that there's a
Victoria, we're going to take a look at that replay here of that last point that he ran down.
Right. Jake goes up to block. Unfortunately, he needs to press hard over the net. It was a fast scramble play. Jake's usually, not blocking. But such is life. On to the next play.
Joyner brings that one back. I apologize, Victoria. Go ahead, take us away.
Joyner finds the cut shot there over the block, making it 5-8 here. Joyner and Jake need to go on a little bit of a serving run here. Settle in just a tad bit. They're making great plays. They just need to execute on the dig to convert.
Joyner back to serve, utilizing that jump float. Trying to take Enrique off the net. His partner puts him tight, though, gives him an opportunity. Hits that one just short into the net.
Unforced error for a side switch here. 6 serving 8.
6 serving 8.
Jordan will head back to the service line. Uridia, as you mentioned, not always a blocker. He'll find himself trying to make some great plays, and he actually made a fantastic run yesterday. They competed here on championship court. They did fall, but they stand to put themselves in a really good position here if they're able to come out on top.
Just outside of the block there for another unforced error. 8. 7 serving 8 here. Center court. Joyner back to serve.
And that was back-to-back attackers for Enrique. He'd like to get the next one. He's probably going to go either, if he has a good swing, he's probably just going to rip away. I imagine look to him to make that harder down-the-line shot here. Oh, there's that big swing, but Uridia with one arm.
Knuckle pokey for point 9 to 7 here.
Jake was in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. Here's a great replay brought to you by Streamography. This is a big rip by Uridia out of system. It does nick the net, which I think plays favorably to Enrique. He's able to step close, plays with the narrow side or the short side of the court. This is what will be happening on what would have been the left side of the screen. He's able to go, essentially creating confusion not only between Uridia, who's turning to try to play that, not sure if that ball is going to be out of bounds. That's going to break that run by Uridia and Joyner. And a service ace now has a 3-point advantage to their favor.
From an aggressive serve right there. 10-7.
That's actually the third ace by Woods.
Either way, that boy can serve.
Woods, a rising sophomore at the University of Jamestown in the Dakotas. He's utilizing a topspin. Short, quick jump float. I need to get his feet a little closer together there. Tossing that ball a little too far into the court. Feet were a little too far. If you're a beginning athlete, you want to try to keep your feet a little bit closer together to get more vertically. What you see there is more lateral movement, which doesn't give you that height to clear the net. Deep lefty, just long of the end line. After a few phenomenal service aces, they find themselves only leading by 1 with Uridia back to serve. Woods opting to take it over on 2, utilizing his right hand there. He kind of comes in from a wide position to keep that play in front of him, able to keep that right hand up and just outside the reach of Uridia. I think Uridia is telling himself, I got that. I just need to stay on my feet just a little bit longer, and I can run that one down. Enrique's serve is long.
Just a touch out of bounds. We got a technical timeout here on center court.
Hey, reminder if you haven't heard yet.
Why do I do it? To find myself? Do I do it for a sense of accomplishment? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer.
You may not be able to see it. It's on the top left of where there's an official. There's a little pooch, a little furry four-legged friend underneath the banner enjoying the action here. It's fun family entertainment for not just your human family, but also your furry family.
Whoa!
Are those tuxedo underwear over there? It says he's formal, but he also is here to party.
And he's in Studio 54, so.
I like it. I mean, I kind of like it.
Enrique and Woods able to knock off the likes of Locke and his teammate earlier this morning. It was Ulbrich, a fantastic bout. They had a lot of adversity. I'm totally blanking on his last name. I apologize, everyone. Quick little net play. That's going to get a side out. A 1-point advantage, 12-11. I think it's Uckelberg.
Point for point here on center court. 12-11.
Oh, yeah, Uckelberg.
And that is long. 12 on the board.
Nice move, all one-handed.
Jake and Joyner both live in Hermosa Beach, where we all train daily out there. That tends to be and is the hub for youth volleyball right now. Train and get coaching and lessons and everything. And it shows in that play as these boys are driving.
Yeah, we got 13-12 here. Jake and Rudy are now serving.
Jake back to serve.
Perfect lettuce under that hat. Look at that.
Here's a fantastic replay here, Victoria, brought to you by Streamography. You can see that line shot from Enrique run down by Urrutia, who he gets to his feet, able to step close like you mentioned, and get that rip down the line with a small little bit of real estate to work with. There goes the serve. It is 13-13.
Jake making an amazing read there. That play before, as we saw on the replay, he's staying patient. He's not dug in, watching the attacker's hand, able to run that down and convert down the line.
Enrique choosing to go after Joyner. Urrutia puts Joyner on the net. Joyner going hard cross. That ball is scooped up by Enrique. Not the set they would have liked. Gets a scramble play, though. Joyner keeps Urrutia in system. Urrutia has to step close. There's a net play. Looks like Woods was drawn in before Urrutia. No, overruled.
We have 14-13 here.
John King with the authority to overrule there, essentially signaling, hey, I saw this contact prior to yours. This caused that, and that will give a 1-point advantage to Enrique, who's back to serve, and his teammate, Tanner Woods.
Great short serve. Jake is able to find the corner there. A little boop over the block for an option shot. 14's on the board. Side switch.
That is at least Jake's third kill. That's our our fourth side switch.
Joyner and Jake both reside currently in Hermosa Beach, California, where we're able to train almost daily. I live there as well myself. The community of beach volleyball in Hermosa is amazing. You go down a strip of 1.5 miles, 2 miles of beach, and at every court people are training, drilling, and that's really prevalent here in Jake and Joyner's game.
What a swing.
Great swing by Enriquez. With authority, may I add.
There was an announcer in his way.
We're going to take a look at that replay. As you mentioned, with authority, there comes Woods over, setting straight up and down for Enrique. It's going hard cross.
There's always more angle.
Keep it going cross until you run out of real estate.
It's not a joke. It's just awesome.
Out. 15.
John King saying no, just about an Irish 9 inches out.
That is Woods' third service error. He has had a really nice job from the end line, putting a lot of pressure on opponents because he has the velocity in addition to the placement. That time he's trying to work to the outside of, I believe it was Joyner there, misses Joyner and misses that sideline. Requests a line check, doesn't get it, and we're back here under action.
16-15 now.
As you said, John King on the official reffing stand. He is the godfather of
I'm kind
officiating.
of worried about that crew that's sitting behind the caution
I know a
tape.
lot of people
It
agree.
frightens me a
If
little
you
bit.
want
Like,
anybody
why?
wrecking your
Why are
game and
they
there's some high-stake
sectioned
money
off?
on the line,
16,
John King's
15.
your guy.
Okay.
We'll find out later in the day.
We're here.
And we're back even.
All tied up, 16 apiece.
Surprise, surprise.
Is it just a battery thing? Do we have new batteries?
16's on the board. As we were saying earlier, John King, the official on the ref stand here, is the guy you want to have when money is on the line or anything's on the line. Dollar bets, dinner. John King is an amazing official. He's one of the grandfathers of beach volleyball officiating, and we are so lucky to have him here in Seaside, Oregon. 17, serving 16.
Enrique going deep, trying to get Joyner outside his body line, does so there, and finds a little bit of real estate. Doesn't matter how much it is, as long as it touches at least part of the line. Oh, looks like we're going to have a ball call here. Oh, I'm sorry. They were actually asking whose serve it is. The second server is up next. I apologize. Thought he might have been whistling a double contact.
Serve. Again, even at center court, he's 17s.
Joyner back to serve, hitting that float. Woods takes it. Enrique is going to keep him tight to the middle. Good joust.
Joust. Tanner Woods causing the side switch, 18-17. That kinesio tape paying off huge there on the joust.
Let's take a look at that replay from the net cam.
Evan,
So you can see them both going in. Now, Victoria, remind me, is that an opportunity where they can both go in with open hands because they're essentially trying to block each other? Or does one person need to have knuckles into that ball?
Correct. If you are jousting out the net, you can have an open hand in that play. But if you're attacking the ball, you have to use your knuckles. You cannot open hand tip. Into the net, making it 18s here on center court. Jake Uranic back to serve. New Jersey native, now in Hermosa Beach. He's a well-known bartender at Tower 12. If you're in Hermosa, you have been to Tower.
The only thing he said he does better than volleyball and bartending is working out.
Huge block by Brandon Joyner. 19-18.
He's going again.
We want more. We love volleyball.
We have an opportunity, like you said, to go extra innings here. Remember, they have to win by 2. It is 21, so it could be a race if they get the next 2. We're done. We'll move on to set number 2. If they side out, we'll have a race to 2, and we'll see how many extra innings we get to go.
That is a great play and location. Catching the back foot end line. That shot, if you're going to hit that shot, it's going to go down 99.9% of the time, honestly. And that's why Brandon Joyner looked at him and gave him a little clap there.
Enrique back to serve. It is 19 all. It could be a race to 2, or we could be playing some extra innings.
Oh, sneaky by Brandon Joyner. That cut shot there. That's as pretty as it gets. And his hair flow, I mean, it's just, it's synonymous with that cut shot. Both Jake and Joyner, they condition. You can tell. I think it's part of their team ritual.
Their hair is matching their style, like you said, smooth and ever so flowy. We have a net violation.
Net violation closing out set number 1. Joyner Uranic taking set number 1, 21-19. Here at Seaside, Oregon, we are in the quarterfinals of the contenders bracket. Everyone, do or die. As we see this replay for a game point, Joyner goes up and, just catches the tape there. Closing out set number 1 here. We will see you after this commercial.
For the cruise, green bottles to the head, McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, fire in the sky. Oh, give thanks for this life.
Hell of a jacket, though. Hell of a jacket.
Welcome back to the 39th Annual Seaside Beach Volleyball Tournament, presented by the Seaside Chamber of Commerce. We are about to witness first serve in the second set. First set number 1. There's a quick ace by Enriquez. The set number 1 ended 21-19 in favor of Urrutia and Joyner. They were on the receiving end of that ace, so it is now 1-0.
I have to say that this crowd here in Seaside is like none other. I was talking with Travis Mayweather after he just won that last quarterfinals game. Travis is a writer, a really, really good one at that. If you've seen VB Magazine, he's written multiple articles. And we were discussing that some of our favorite crowds, top 2, Seaside and Fuds in Florida. They're rowdy. They're ready to have a good time. They're engaged, and it creates an atmosphere as an athlete on center court that is undescribable.
Just like that, we got 2-1 here. Tanner Woods.
And whether you're competing on center court or one of the many 180 courts here at Seaside, Oregon, for this 2021 beach event, you are getting a lot of really good volleyball, a lot of people that care about the sport and progressing the sport. Like you mentioned, what we could hopefully see Bally do as they've taken over the AVP and how they might take care of certain athletes. Who does Travis work with for that podcast he hosts? I think it's called Sandcast or Sandcastle. Do you know what the name of it is?
Yeah, Sandcast. They've been doing it for a while now.
You're on an inflatable
I believe they're on YouTube and Spotify and iTunes. They're able to dive in and been able to interview players such as April Ross, amongst a couple others, may I add. But it's really great to see the community come together. People have passion for the sport, and that's very prevalent at all the stops that we compete at.
Appreciate you, boss.
And if you're an adult with little children and maybe you love the sport of volleyball, you can actually get a children's book. And Travis Meritor has written a children's book with Triborn called Volleyball for Milkshakes. It is a children's book. And if you're looking for more of the history of the community of volleyball, he also wrote another book I just learned called We Were Kings. So not only a writer for Volleyball Magazine and a podcaster, but also an author, We Were Kings. Can take a look. Either look that up on the website, might be at your local bookstore, but if you're a big volleyball aficionado, I think that's definitely one of the books you want to pick up.
Absolutely. I was able to have Travis and Delaney on my podcast called Athletes Uncensored, where I interview athletes, but nothing about their sport and all what makes them unique as an individual. Athletes Uncensored on YouTube. Go check it out.
I probably should have listened to that before this because it's been like pulling teeth trying to get them to talk to me about what they do outside of volleyball.
What a spot there. Going down the line, side switch, 4-3 here on center court.
This was the exact same score that we saw early in set number 1 during that first side switch as well. It was 3-4. I do not recall who was up during that time. Woods is going to utilize the topspin serve. He was early with a couple quick aces. He's since been a little more error prone. We'll see if he's able to take that recovery that he just had during the in between sets and apply it to this jump spin.
Great.
Unforced error into the net, making it 5-3 here on center court.
Causing the low hit. 5 serving.
Gonna serve again.
Tanner Woods back at the service line.
You may not be able to see it on your screen, but there's an old school trolley car circling the promenade, which is just to the left of your screen right now, going away down towards downtown. That you can barely see it moving out of your screen just above that orange umbrella.
In there. Scramble play. Sometimes it's not pretty, but it just works. A point is a point at the end of the day. 4-5 here on center court.
He's been in Hermosa so long, he actually dropped his gold chain and his GTL routine.
Yeah, Dan, up here on this couch, man, I think you got one of the best seats here.
Nice angle back. He's going to go behind him to give him a little bit more court to work with.
Oh, catching him in transition.
That was a very smart play there by him. He attacked at the puller. Pullers are a little bit more, unstable. Getting off of the net as you're in motion. It's technically sound. If you see somebody pulling, hit at them.
Okay, technically it was the face. Ace serve for Evan Enriquez, 7-4.
That is Evan's second ace serve here in the match. Both of them are against Joyner. I think Joyner is just taking that one quick step. And maybe you could talk a little about their training routine or how you train as an athlete to get you ready for those types of serves.
Sure. So right now, Joyner is in the coffin corner. So that means that the wind is blowing at him on his side, making the ball drop a little bit more. As he finds it high over the line there, he was able to get his feet to the ball there, get his platform underneath it to lift it. Very dynamic and calm swing going up high over line. And if you would like to learn more about that, go follow him at Better at Beach Volleyball and get in their camps.
Rudia back to serve, hitting that top spin. Trying to get Woods off. Woods is pretty good. Oh, has the opportunity, but not able to clear the net. That's going to cut their lead to 1. Rudia head back to the service line. 6-7 here in the second set.
Jake Rudia back to serve here. 6-7.
Nice roll.
That's great out of Eds, hasn't that?
Rudia with the top spin, going cross court. Enrique handles pretty well. He's going to step close, working into that one, but Rudia gets a nice dig.
Oh, maximum effort on the turnaround. Joyner finding the barber pole, a.k.a. the antenna.
When you consistently find yourself in a position to dig balls, you're at least getting decent first contacts. What is it next? Is it that was a hard-driven ball, that's all we can do? Does the person who's blocking, is that their responsibility to just try to do whatever they can with that second contact? Or is it just that's the game of volleyball sometimes? Sometimes they kind of best you and sometimes you best them.
Yeah, I mean, as a blocker, we're told to take space. You're taking your space behind you. If you block a ball, that's great. Your defender's sitting in that pocket, and transition setting is probably one of the hardest parts of the beach volleyball game, but Joyner does that very well. Jake up to attack, high over line, finds the court. That was a great side out by Jake, making it 7-8 here.
Enrique and Woods lost the first set. They fell by a score of 21-19. They currently hold a 1-point advantage as we near the halfway point of set number 2. We do play to 21. We will switch on multiples of 7, and you have to win by 2. No cap.
Oh, I'm sorry. Even I couldn't keep track. Brandon Joyner back to serve. Thank God he's pretty.
Goes deep. Woods passes it tight. Enrique tries to do what he can to get him off the net. Rudia finds himself in a great swing. Running out of real estate, though, but he stays clear of the blocker.
Wow. Rudia going from floor to ceiling. Trying to get that block.
What is the rule call there? Are you allowed to work underneath the net into that essentially neutral space or the center, or are you not allowed to cross it? Talk to us a little bit about what that is or isn't.
I believe as long as you don't make contact with the other player on the other side of the net.
Certainly the athletes, nobody came here to get hurt. Very respectful of one another, trying to do everything they can with their spatial awareness and their body acrobatics.
Double call. Making that 8, serving 9.
8, serving 9 here.
And if John King calls a double, you don't argue. You say, okay, thank you. And you hand the ball right back over.
From now on, I'm just going to hang out by Dan because he knows this game, and I'm just going to repeat everything he says. Way better than I am.
Rudia is back at the service line, looking for the equalizer here as he tries to go 9, which is just prior to that halfway point.
Just a bit low.
That's Rudia's first service error. That brings us to a 2-point advantage, 10 serving 8.
Mr. Woods.
Splits the pickle, ace serve. That is Woods' 4th ace of the match.
And just a short 2 points. Bryce up there.
2 points until technical timeout. Joyner and Jake need to get these points in their favor. Obviously, the momentum shift off of that ace feels a little bit drastic, but there's a lot of game left. Another ace to double down there. He said, not just 1, I want 2.
That will be a total of 5 aces. Rudia hoping that was the technical timeout. He is 1 early. You're feeling a lot better. You go into the technical timeout down 2 as opposed to down 4.
Yeah, I would say so.
Down 3, excuse me, as opposed to down 5. Math is hard sometimes.
It do be hard.
3
aces in a row to take us to technical timeout here. 13 serving 8 here at the technical timeout. We will see you after this commercial break.
Here's a replay, Victoria, before we go to commercial break of that last one. He's going cross court, so he has a lot more court to work with. We'll talk a little bit more about it after the short break.
Surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life.
Don't forget Dave Shaw.
Welcome back to the 39th annual Seaside Beach Volleyball Tournament. My name is Kyle Homeyer, alongside the amazing Victoria Dennis, providing not only her insights as an athlete, but also her insights as a coach on the beach circuit.
Thank you for having me here. It's amazing. We love the sports, we love volleyball, and the atmosphere is truly incompatible here in Seaside.
Seaside, Atlantic City.
Coming off of a 3-point run, ace, 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 in a row. Joyner squeaking it through. He said, I had enough of your aces. That one almost dropped off the tape. Joyner wasn't having it. Picked it up to put it away. Siding out 9-13.
9-13. Here we go. Brandon Joyner back in the service line now.
Youngest volleyball fan here directly across.
Oh, service error, unfortunate by Joyner. That's going to send Enrique back to the service line. He's working with a 5-point lead. Now, they lost the first set, so they need to win this one to force that third and final set. Certainly looks really good right now, but you have to think about with the prowess and the athleticism possessed by Joyner and Urudia, that is a gap they can absolutely make up. One at a time, clawing away.
Absolutely. Joyner is a seasoned vet. He knows to chip away 1 point at a time. There's a lot of game left here as Jake goes back to serve. I would also love to just say that I am a huge fan of Grocery Outlet. I go there all the time in Hermosa Beach. And there's a new grocery outlet here in Seaside. Grocery Outlet just celebrated their 1-year anniversary of opening. Locally owned and operated, this grocery outlet is huge support of the Seaside community with all great prices. You will absolutely find me there after this tournament is over. I honestly saw it driving in here with my parents because they drove up, and I got way too excited.
Got to get snacks for that road trip back home.
Absolutely.
Training does begin on Monday morning, right? Isn't that how it works?
Bright and early.
Joyner with that last 3 kills for his team. A Uridia service error keeps that lead at 4 right now. Now Woods is going to serve cross court. He's serving in the long angle of the court. So you have your box, but when you go angle to angle, it's not the same as if you went sideline to sideline or from the end line to the net. And so that works to his favor. He has to make the opponent think a little bit longer about whether or not that ball is in or out, and can put a little bit more velocity on it because he has more court to work with. Pick up by Enrique. Woods thinking about going over. That ball's behind him, though. Off-speed shot out of the reach of Urudia. That is a 5-point advantage. What was otherwise a jumbled play results favorably for Enrique and Woods. Urudia and Joyner looking for a quick side out here now that Woods is not back at the service line. Correction, he is back at the service line. They're still looking for that quick side out.
Enrique just sitting in the hard-driven angle there saying, what more? With his little swag walking away.
A fantastic replay in front of you right now. He goes backwards and that ball just in front of Enrique. A Woods service error will cut that lead down to 4. It'll be 13-17 after the side switch.
We having a staring contest?
12-16 Joiner back to serve, a George Mason product from Fairfax, Virginia, teaming up with a Rutgers product out of New Jersey. They come together in Hermosa Beach. They train. They found each other. And they formed a really nice partnership. Let's see how they go.
You heard of Flavor Flav. This is Flavor Save right here. You
No,
save the
that's
flavor
bitchin'
with your
Flav.
bitchin' sauce.
That's bitch and flame.
That's
right
right.
there. That
Flavor
is an
Save.
awesome medallion. Goes perfect with your suit.
That was a perfect example of what you talked about earlier, Victoria. Urudia faking the line run, stays in that cross. Woods either saw it or was committed to that line shot, continues down and finds a winner. Now a 5-point advantage, 17 serving 12 as his teammate Evan Enriquez heads back to the service line.
Now he really can't miss you.
Oh, holy hustle.
Never say die here on center court or whenever you play. Almost being able to pick up that off of that swat block into the net. I don't know how many times I've seen that.
How many times have you seen it be successful is the real question.
I'll get back to you about that, but I'm going to say maybe once or twice. Swat block into the net?
It's, you know what? Give it time. You're going to start teaching it better at volleyball. That'll start becoming one of the things.
New video dropping soon.
I'm just kidding. That is an emergency play and should not be used ever so often.
Jesus.
Oh no, Joiner going down, reaching for his foot. Hopefully he is okay. Definitely not what he intended. We're going to head to a quick commercial break here, Victoria, as we attend to Joiner, make sure he's okay. We'll see you shortly, folks.